Hi everyone, so today's yoga practice is going to be a beginner's Vinyasa flow. So this will be about 30 minutes, and if you are a beginner, if you're completely new to yoga, this is a chance for you to slow down and thoroughly go through the principles of a yoga practice. So from meditation, so setting up your seat at the start of the practice, to really understanding pranayama, which is breath work, and working through alignment cues in common postures. So for example, sun salutations, which are pretty much used in any vinyasa flow that you are going to come across. So hopefully this will leave you feeling more confident, and you'll have more knowledge and more understanding of the modifications that you can take in a yoga practice, rather than hurting yourself. So if you have two cushions, bring them to your mat, and we are going to find a comfortable seated position. So taking hold of your cushion, place it underneath the sit bones, and this will allow the pelvis to sit higher than the knees. So the thighs can relax, the hips can open, and you might find it a little easier to sit up taller. If this still feels a little uncomfortable and there's a curve in the spine, take hold of a second cushion and just place that underneath. So this is just about having a little experiment and finding what feels right for your body. Place the palms in contact with the thighs. So at the beginning of a yoga practice, we take a few moments to allow our physical body and our mind to really arrive on our mat. So inhale, draw the shoulders up to the ears, and sigh out, let the shoulders fall down the spine. We'll take that one more time. Inhale, roll the shoulders up high, and sigh out. And without changing anything, just notice how the body physically feels. So perhaps soften the gaze or close off the eyes. And just ask yourself, how does my body feel? Maybe starting from the crown of the head, just examine any areas of tension, any holding. So encourage the forehead to soften if there's any frowning. Let the eyes release. Notice if you're holding any tension in the jaw, if you're maybe grinding the teeth, maybe part the lips slightly. And just scan and travel down through the neck, into the shoulders. Perhaps can the shoulders move away from the ears so that the neck is long and free. Moving down through the chest. Through the center of the abdomen into the pelvis. How do the hips feel? And just continue this right down to the tips of the toes and working through the arms into the fingertips. And just begin to notice the quality and the pace of your breath. So is it high up in the chest? Is it quite sharp and shallow? or perhaps the breath is deep down in the lower belly. And this is just about noticing. So if the shoulders are tight, for example, it's just observing that without continuing with the story of why. So it's just feeling and noticing. Press the sit bones into the ground and just begin to lift up through the spine. So let's start to grow a little taller. Feel the chest, the sternum, rise up, but keep the ribs soft so we're not arching. Draw the shoulders down and just draw the chin in a little. Imagine a line of energy from the base of the pelvis right up through the crown of the head. And let's begin to connect to our breath. So in yoga this is called pranayama, and this is ujjayi breath. That might be a lot of information, but it's basically an ocean-like quality. So in yoga we close off the lips, we inhale through the nose, and we exhale through the nose. With the inhalations and exhalations, try to have even breaths. So perhaps 4 inhalations, 4 counts, and then 4 counts to exhale. So let's start by just taking our own inhalation and exhalation. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. So inhale, exhale, 2, 3, 4. We'll take that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. As you inhale, feel the lower belly expand. And as you exhale, can you encourage any areas of tension to soften? Press the fingertips lightly into the ground if they reach. Inhale, float the right arm up, and then exhale, think up and over. And let's just stretch out the side body. Keep that breath alive. Inhale back through center. Exhale, bring the hand down. We'll take that to the left side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, think up and over. So imagine that you're sending the breath into the side body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, melt down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, just let the chin fall to the chest, and we'll take a half circle to the right hand side. Inhale. Exhale, back through center. Inhale to the left. Exhale, back through center. We'll take that 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to the left. And exhale. Inhale, bring the forehead back upright. Place the fingertips on the shoulders. Take 2 circles back with the elbows. Inhale. And exhale. Try to keep the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. And exhale. We'll reverse that. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Just have a little shake. And we'll move to an all fours position. So have the cushions nearby. Have equal distance between the fingers and spread through them and press into the ground. In terms of alignment, make sure that the shoulders are above the wrists. Obviously, if there's a little bit of a different alignment, I couldn't think of the words then, and that's okay. But just as much as possible, try to have that alignment and that the hip points are above the knees. Now press into the ground and feel the lower belly draw in. So we're active in this position. Press away from the ground. And this is an all fours position. We'll move through cat-cow. So let's inhale, lift the chest up to the sky, and exhale, press away from the ground, curve the spine, chin to chest. Inhale. And exhale, round through that spine. Inhale. And exhale. We'll take that one more time. As you inhale, feel the tailbone and the crown stretching in two opposite directions. And then exhale, curve the spine and really release the neck. Check in on the jaw. Inhale, come back to a long neutral spine. Walk the hands a little further forward. Tuck the toes and let's move into downward facing dog. So spread into the fingers. Inhale. Exhale, press into the fingers. Float the hips up but keep the knees soft. So as the hips float up to the sky, the chest moves towards the thighs. Start to release the heels down, but keep a soft bend of the knees and have the heels a little bit off the ground, even if it's available to you to connect down. So we want to aim for a long spine. So rather than having the heels down and a curve, having the heels off and the knees bent, that will help us to create that line. Pedal through the feet. And let's just come to stillness. Try to inhale for 4 counts and exhale for 4. Inhale, rise up onto the toes. Exhale, soften the knees and take the gaze forward and just begin to walk to the front of the mat. So bring the feet hip width apart in a parallel position. So a tip to check that you are hip width apart is to take 2 fists and to place them between the feet. So that will give you the distance. Soften the knees. Just let the hands release down. So if you have any lower back issues, always have a generous bend of the knees, and this will stretch out the back. Press into the feet. Soften the knees a little more. Inhale, press into the feet and begin to roll up through the spine. The head is the last thing to arrive. So take the time to move through each vertebrae. Notice how the spine feels. When you arrive, draw the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, sigh out, and let the palms face forward. So I'll demonstrate this way. This is mountain pose Tadasana. And let's just think about our points of contact. So let's float the toes up and let's press them back down into the ground, but try to spread through each toe. And just rock backwards a little and forward. And let's start to feel and ask yourself, is my weight far back into my heels or is it really far forward? And let's find a neutral posture where perhaps we are between the two. So don't worry if this feels a little bit alien at first, but let's go with our intuition of where we naturally fall. Press into the feet and begin to straighten the legs. Feel the thighs engage. And let's lengthen through the spine. The sternum lifts once more, but keep those ribs wrapped. Draw the chin down. The shoulders, the chest is proud and open. Reach through the fingertips into Tadasana. And we'll start to move through Sun Salutation A, which is a series of postures. So as we inhale, float the arms up above the head into an upward salute. Exhale, soften the knees and melt the chest forward towards the thighs. Inhale, bring the hands to the shins and lift the spine. This is a halfway lift, creating space and a line of energy between the tail and the crown. Exhale, soften the knees, plant the hands. Inhale, press into the feet, roll up through the spine, bring the arms through the side and up, connect to prayer and draw them down to heart center. So that's a Sun Salutation A, but it's a half variation. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, come to a forward fold. Soften the knees. Inhale, bring the hands to the shins. Create a long spine if you can. Exhale, soften the knees, plant the hands, and this time step back to a high plank. If this is too much, lower the knees and think of that long neutral spine in a tabletop. If not, the same principles apply in plank. So the shoulders are above the wrists. Inhale, exhale, rock the weight forward, wrap the elbows in. Option, lower through the knees, which I'll demonstrate, and come down onto your front like so. Open the feet a little wider and bring the hands forward onto the outer edge of the mat. So the palms are up, we're pressing into the fingers. Press into the tops of the feet, feel the thighs engage and lift the lower belly. The lower belly is active. Inhale, lift the chest, float the nose up. This is a mini cobra, and exhale, melt down. We'll take that again. Inhale, and you don't have to come far off the ground at all. Just listen to the body. This is about flexibility, but also strength. Inhale. And exhale. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. Connect the feet together, tuck the toes. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders and wrap the elbows in. Engage that lower belly. Inhale, exhale. Press away from the ground with knees in contact. And let's float the hips up to downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up onto the toes, take the gaze forward and step to the front of the mat. Inhale, bring the hands to the shins, create a long spine. Exhale, soften the knees into a forward fold.
Inhale, press into the feet, roll up through the spine, sweep the arms through the side and up to prayer. And exhale, draw them down to heart center. Lovely. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, come into a forward fold. Soften the knees. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, soften the knees, plant the hands and step the left leg back. Keep the knee up off the ground so we're in a runner's lunge. Check that that knee is stacked above the ankle as much as possible. Inhale, press into the fingertips and lift the chest. And exhale, spin the left heel in to a 45-degree angle. So use the left front edge of the mat as a marker. To square the hip, pull the right hip crease back. Press into the feet. Inhale, connect the hands to prayer and reach up into warrior one. So find a point to focus on. This will help you with balance and keeping that breath alive. Inhale, float the left heel up off the ground. Begin to open up to the left side. Spin the left heel in. Plant the heel down. So the foot is creating a flat, long line. Reach both hands out. Take the gaze forward into warrior two. Inhale, extend the front leg, reach up through both hands. Exhale, melt down. We'll take that one more time. Inhale and exhale. Windmill the left arm down, spin that back heel in, soften the knee and perhaps take 2 steps forward. So with the left leg, 1, 2 to a forward fold and release the head. Inhale, come to a halfway lift, hands are on the shins. Exhale, soften the knees, plant the hands, step the right foot back, keep that knee up off the ground. Come onto the fingertips, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, spin the right heel in. So try to almost use the right front as a guide. Press into the foundation, the feet. Connect the hands to prayer, float them up. And just have a little smile. So you're working through Virabhadrasana poses, which are the warrior postures. Inhale, float the right heel up off the ground. Spin the heel in as you open the body to the right side. And I always like to glance back and just check that my foot is flat to the mat. Reach out through both arms, take the gaze forward into warrior two. And just keep breathing. Inhale, extend that front leg, reach up through both hands. Exhale, melt down. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, melt down. Inhale, float that right arm, spin the right heel, soften the back knee, take 2 steps forward, come into a forward fold. Maybe just free the neck, plant the hands, step back briefly to plank, lower the knees, connect the toes, walk the hands back and open the knees as wide as the mat. So we'll take an extended child's pose. So this is where your cushions will come in handy. So quite often in child's pose, our forehead might not touch the mat. So we have this here.
1 or 2 if you need. Reach the fingertips forward, the palms are off the ground. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, begin to melt down. Just reach the hands a little further forward, and the cushion will support the forehead and the neck. So just have a little play with that. Just let your body melt down into the mat. Feel the energy that you've built up in your body, the heat. Maybe the body feels a little shaky. The muscles have been activated, switched on. Slowly press into the fingertips and begin to walk the hands back until you sit upright. So let's extend the legs forward. So this is a seated forward fold. So if, for example, the spine is curving, bend the knees. So this will allow you to sit a little taller, or perhaps prop a cushion underneath the sit bones. Inhale, reach the arms up, flex through the feet, spread through the toes, reach up and over. So let's keep a long spine. If you have flexibility at the moment, hold on to the outer edges of the feet. The legs can be extended. And just open up the hamstrings and the lower back. Begin to roll up through the spine. Take the weight back and let's come onto our back body. Draw the knees into the chest and maybe lightly rock from side to side. Come back to center, inhale. Exhale, the right hand takes the knees to the right hand side and the left arm opens in an L shape. So we start to open up the spine and take the gaze over to the left hand side. Breathe into that left side body. Inhale, draw the knees back into center. And then exhale, let them fall over to the left hand side. Exhale, bring the knees back to center. And let's begin to extend the legs. Now, for our final position of Shavasana, if you have issues with your lower back, you can place the cushions underneath the knees just for a bit of support. So you can maybe just fold it over. And that just takes some of the pressure off of the lower spine. Open the palms up to the sky. So if you remember at the start of the practice, We connected our palms down to the thighs to ground. And now by opening up the palms, we're just letting the body surrender and to open up and accept. Take a deep inhalation through the nose and sigh out of the mouth. Let go of that breath that we've created, the ocean breath. And just let the body melt down. If the mind starts to wander a little bit, take it back to the body scan. So working from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes. Let's begin to deepen our breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Start to bring a bit of life back to the body. So maybe moving the fingers, the hands, the toes, but just be gentle with this movement. Begin to roll over onto the right hand side. So extend the right arm, roll onto the side body. Press the hands into the ground and come to a cross-legged position. If you can, keep the eyes soft or closed. Let the palms release up. Feel that length in the spine. Inhale, float the arms up above the head, connect to prayer. Exhale, draw the hands down to heart center. Inhale, press the thumbs into the chest and just take the gaze a little higher. And exhale, melt down. Bow the head to the hands. And just thank yourself for showing up. If this is your first time, just have a moment to acknowledge that. Namaste. So thank you for flowing with me. I hope that was useful to you, especially if you're new to yoga. And I can do a lot more videos like this where I break down postures and really give beginners the time to digest a yoga practice, and so that you can enjoy it and get the most out of it.